Alright, welcome to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Visual Experience. So you see right here, just on my computer, just browsing, uh, you know, just looking at some stuff. And you guys can hear that upstairs. They're dropping stuff, upstairs neighbor dropping stuff over my head again. As soon as I went online and just browsing, not buying anything. Uh, you know, we do that sometimes, right? As guys, we look at electronics, I look at speakers, I look at, a bunch of stuff. That's just, when you're bored, sometimes what you do, right? Not playing a game, I'm not doing any sort of research. Just relaxing. It's one of the ways I relax. They immediately started with the police sirens, and then upstairs neighbor started dropping things above me. Okay, now they're quiet, all right? Because again, and as soon as I said that, they just dropped something else again, but it was very very low. So they're doing it in such a way now because they know that I'm recorded, right? That they'll start to do it very lightly until if they're exposed in some way, then they'll just continue to do it, harshly and heavily, like dropping really heavy stuff on my head to try to jump scare you, you know. And again, this is what they've been doing. So let's see what else today. So I got up today early this morning. Um, they were again using the police sirens. Had me on the remote no monitoring. Again, every single time I walk into my bedroom, always the first thing I do is like my eyes go directly to my cover, my bed cover, my blanket on my bed. Again, which is it's the color green. And when I realized that right now I'm being that my consciousness is being hijacked, or as you would say, hacked, right? They do hack your mind. Then I start looking around just to break up that fixation on that one particular thing. So this is why I do. And as soon as I say break up this fixation, they use the car honk, right? So whatever. Anyway, it doesn't really again, there's certain words that I will say that they will either use the police sirens or they'll use the car honking, right? So again, like I talk about words like rise, risen, forward, um, up, right? Any positive words, they will use the car honking, like leader. In particular, lately they've been extremely um, aggressive, particularly whenever the word leader, leadership is being said or being used in a sentence or what have you. And again, it like I said, I always look at this in terms of how they target me and what they do to me. I look at it within the confine of the black community, right? Particularly in America, how they don't want black male leadership. Okay, so they promote black female leadership, but they create within the minds of black women, okay, this idea that they're the backbone of the black community. But when you look at the state of the black community, it's in shambles. And again, black women have been conditioned to not want to accept any type of accountability or responsibility of any type of leadership when anything goes wrong within the leadership role, right? And so this is what they've been doing, and the black community is in shambles, right? So again, it's to remove black male leadership. They don't want that. Also, that beep you guys are hearing, this is the carbon monoxide alarm, right? So it's been beeping beep for the past week and a half. It's been going like that. I changed the battery. It stopped for about a few days, then it started back again. And as soon as I mentioned it, they started using the police sirens. Okay, and so I think that when it comes to electronic devices, anything that has any type of electronic circuitry, And because again, we as black people, we've been so conditioned to not want to know about technology, how it works, what goes into these things, that they're able to manipulate because they know, right? So they know they can manipulate electronic system. They know that they can send signals through the electric grid, right? Through um, your electricity network within your home, right? They know this. So, they're able to like short out electronics and stuff like that. This is why you have surge protectors in order to help us from any sort of. To think about it like as a storm, right? So in a storm, when electricity hits, the electric current goes out. If you don't have a surge protector on your with your device connected to, you may fry those devices. Okay, so just as how you can use, you can send uh, Wi-Fi signal through your electric grid. Okay, you can send information through your electric grid. All right, think about this. You say you have a computer, you have it connected to Ethernet. Let's say you have more than one computer in the house, but you don't want to run wires towards your house, right? What you can do is buy a device which you plug into from your router to that device, okay, and you plug it into the outlet within where that device is. But you have to be on every other device have to be on the same electrical system. Then you can use other devices, plug it into your outlet, and it'll have a Ethernet port, right? And you'll plug your Ethernet port into that outlet, into that device that's plugged into your outlet, and plug it into the Ethernet port in the back of your computer or your television, and it will be just as having a hardwired connection to your router. So again, those are things that we don't fully quite uh, think about, right? Because they keep us ignorant to technology, and it's not just us as black people, but a lot of other people, a lot of other groups as well, right? Um, but like I always say, you go on YouTube when you look at tech YouTubers. Every chance I get that I see a black YouTuber, whether they're young or old, I always subscribe because the YouTube is flooded when it comes to tech YouTubers with just white males. Okay, and again, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but the thing is that when black people try to get into that space, very few of us are allowed access into that space. Okay, and I always have to say allowed, right? Because we don't own these things, right? We don't own these things at all. So we don't own the platforms. We don't, the technology that's created. We don't own these things. We don't make these things. We don't produce these things. And so it is very important that we learn about these things, okay? Because they use these things against us, right? And because we are ignorant to these things, because we're ignorant to technology, but we swear to black people swear to God that they know everything because the Bible is the source of all knowledge, right? Again, bullshit. This is why part of the reason why we're in the condition that we're in right now, psychologically, because of religion. So they hate it when you start to think outside of their programming. You know what I'm saying? And they will try to use you, manipulate you for their interests against your very own people. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that. Okay? And so this is why I continue to continue to what it is that they're doing, expose what they're doing, because it is important. I don't care how it makes me look. People say you're crazy, you're this or that, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? I might be crazy, but I know what's going on. Okay? And I always say, people call me crazy, but I'd rather be crazy than insane. Okay? Because when insanity is when we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting things to change, and nothing changes. We'll march, we'll protest, and nothing ever changes. We go right back into being in the same position. Not also that, it gets worse because they are developing ways in which to effectively right, effectively neutralize us to where we will no longer protest, we will no longer march. They don't even want that, and we do that peacefully. They don't even want that. Okay, so that's to let you understand and know the mentality that most of these people have. And when I say these people, I mean white people. I'm being specific, and I didn't say all. And again, I'm not lying. I'm not bigoted or racist. It's just the truth. The truth that we, as a people, refuse to accept. Even white people refuse to accept that. Poor white people refuse to accept that. All right, that they, instead of working with other marginalized group, they rather stay within their group, even though those within their group are working against their own interests. Okay, and this was effectively been created by, particularly the FBI. If you look at the 1960s and 70s, where you had Black student movement, along with also the Democratic student movement, who were basically white students getting together. The FBI basically ran a covert operation to create a hostile environment within those two groups. Just like, make Bacon Rebellion. White indentured servants, black indentured servants getting together to protest the wealthy landowners, right, who were robbing them, not holding to their contract that they agreed on. And what did they do? That's when they created whiteness. So again, we have to open up our eyes. We're living in different times, but the people that are ruling over us have the same mentality. We have to open our eyes. Okay? When I say our eyes, that means our mind eyes, all right, to the truth. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.